I thought it was definitely slightly easier to bat early in the match, but certainly I thought 190 was par. So we weren't too upset. I think it was something we should have at least got close to. So I think just a little bit of frustration, I guess. But it was a really good surface, and we were better than that. Well, their batters are different, so plans are different for a start. But I thought they played really well with their scoops. They moved the ball really well. On another day, those can go wrong. It's high risk cricket, but I thought they executed really well, which we didn't. In a final, you need to pitch up and execute. So all credit to them. It's high risk, but they've got a couple of batters that play really well. So well done to them. Yeah, if someone had said we'd play in the final, we were taking that all day long. It is upsetting not to get over the line, but I think there've been some amazing performances over the last 6 weeks. And the man sitting next to me has been absolutely outstanding, and we've had another couple of really good performances along the way. So we would have taken it all day long if someone had said we'd play in the final, but in a once-off game, just a little bit upset that we didn't get over the line, having come so far.
We are, we proud cricketers. That's in our culture, and Durban has done a lot for us during the season, and the crowds there has been fantastic. Last season we really disappointed the fans, and tonight it's got a similar feeling. We didn't play the best cricket tonight, to be fair. We operated around about 60%, so that's unfortunately our strongest competition is that if you're not at your best, you get blown out of the water. So it's not a nice feeling sitting here, but we will still take it. It makes me nervous because around the corner there might be a curveball, but it's nice to perform. It helps. It's only nice when your team get over the line. Otherwise, the performance means nothing for me. Tonight I didn't do anything. So that's not sitting nice with me, and I've got a long break, and so that's going to give me a couple of sleepless nights. But heading into the T20 World Cup, there's a lot of cricket still to be played before that, and hopefully, first of all, I get selected. That's the most important part. But it's the performance only counts when you win. For us as cricketers, or for me personally, other than that, I can get a first baller and we still win, and I will still be happy, rather than 100 and lose the game. So. I'm not too much into it. It's obviously an honour for the people of their calibre to speak like that of me. But I still got a first baller tonight, so it doesn't help that you take it too hard or anything like that. You still have to put in the hard work, but it's nice of them saying those kinds of words, and the nice thing about all of them are they're all good people as well. So it means a lot, but it also means nothing in the sense of the bigger scheme of things. You still need to do the hard work, and you still need to put in the performances. But I do appreciate it, and it's difficult to answer, but it's nice from them to say stuff like that, but it's all about the performances. No one will say anything after tonight because I got a first baller. So the more rounds and more performances you put in, more people will say something.
Yeah, Kish's been excellent. I think he does a lot of research himself, and then he mixes that with a bit of gut feel, and I think sometimes the best captains can get that combination right. I thought he was under a lot of pressure at some stages in the competition, but that just helps you grow. So his style is spending a lot of time with the analyst, spending time with his bowlers. And just making sure he's up to speed with, especially from a fielding point of view. And then there's a lot of gut feel that goes into there as well, reading the surface on the move as well. So he's been fantastic for his first year, and we look forward to that to continue.
I think just better decision making and obviously execution. It helps if you execute and you have the right plan in mind. It was a lot of hard work to get to where I am at this moment, and for me at this moment, if I'm in a good space mentally and I can make good decisions, so I trust my swing at this moment, so that combination seems to be working, and hopefully it keeps on going. I just think it gives you experience. The other night I had to go back and to understand that when the tough times are there, you have to be a little bit more patient. You can't just tee off and hope that you will hit one. You have to pick your bowlers and all those type of things. And I think those experiences taught me what I can do now. And just believing in myself to know that I'm always 2 hits away from doing something special or being at the 200 strike rate, and that combination seems to be working for me, so it just keeps me nice and calm. But yeah, I think everyone needs to go through a couple of tough times to really figure out who you are as a cricketer and which roads that you have to take and which roads you have to stay off from. And I went from the one extreme to the other extreme, and I'm happy that I found the right path that I'm on now.
I think he's been. I think the trust in himself. It's been nice to see the growth from the last competition, and even from before then, and see how he's worked on his game. He's played for South Africa since the last competition, so it's just the trust that he's got in himself, the belief, his energy in the field as well. Because batting is one thing, but I think fielding is another thing, and I thought just the example was set, I think, for this whole competition by Sunrisers as well. This whole competition, their energy in the field, the way they have carried themselves on the field has been outstanding, and it's been a credit to them. And Matthew brings that to our team, that energy. But just from a batting point of view, I think he's slowly starting to work out what works for him. Plays a fearless brand of cricket, well, normally. But I think he's just been outstanding in the way that he's batted as well. He's got Quinny, that he feeds off a lot as well. So he's been outstanding, and I think he's going to be a big one for the country going forward as well. They field and they fight. That's what they do, and they do it consistently, and they do it every single time we play them. They run well between the wickets. They field unbelievably well, and I think there's light years between them and a lot of the other teams. So you can easily look at that team on paper and think you kind of fancy yourself against them, but what they bring in the field, and what Adrian Burrell has done for them has been outstanding in the way that he's got those boys fighting for each other, and their fielding, their running between the wickets, their energies is, even if they're in a tough time in the field, they find a way to fake it, I guess. But that's the gap. That's the gap that that there is light years difference, and many congratulations to them.
Yeah, I'm surprised that's the first video that's been seen, because it's what he sticks to as a coach from the day we met last year. So he's a simple man that lives through great values, and sort of as his younger sons, I see us, and sort of teaches us sort of how to operate through life. So he keeps reaffirming them, keeps reminding us about them, whether you're doing well or not, that treating people is still your first and sort of most biggest important thing to do. And he's always been like that, and it certainly puts things into perspective as well for us.
So last year, I think I said last year, I had a feeling that if we could get to the final, that I had this feeling that we stood a great chance of winning it. And then this year, I said I don't quite have that feeling, if it makes sense. But I didn't feel it at all. Well, not that I'm a guru or anything, but it's just that for me it's something new to play in 2 finals back to back. So I didn't know what to expect, and I'm sure all the guys also didn't really know what to expect. We just tried to go out there and give our best, and luckily today, with the bat and the ball and in the field, we executed our plans, and we did those things very, very well. So definitely didn't have a feeling, but just tried to execute on our plans and what we tried to do.
It's hard to say. I suppose a comp like this, the standard of cricket is really high, so if you're not at your best in each game, then it's going to be tough to win the game from there. So we took it a game at a time, always believed in our change room and the players in our change room, and we were happy to have a great night's rest after a game if we had good plans and executed well and weren't able to get over the line. So keep things quite simple, out on the field you fight like crazy to scrap every ball, to save every run, dive for every catch, commit to every ball as a bowler, and after that it's just cricket at the end of the day. So that's sort of the space we were in, but again, fantastic teams in this competition with a great standard of cricket, and you have to be at your best to win games, I feel. I think it's quite rare that you go through a competition where you win quite a few on the bounce like we did. I don't know how many it was, 6 or 7. That is quite rare. You expect a loss at some stage, just once again because of how busy the schedule is and how good the other teams are. So when you do get that bit of momentum, it's important to try go 2, 3, 4 wins and extend that and get a bit more comfortable on the log. But it's just execution of plans, really. We do our homework on players and we back ways to either keep them quiet or get them out, and we try execute it. If it goes well and the tails are up and things are going well for us, then the results tend to go well for us. But it's completely fair and understandable if guys are slightly off the boil on the odd occasion, because no one here is a robot and can do 6 out of 6 on maybe this man can, but it's completely understandable that way.
Yeah, actually, I don't know. I think I took the responsibility up front when we lost a couple of bowlers, Magala, Craig Overton, and I had to look and like, there's no one else. All the other guys are young guys, they haven't played much last season, so I took that responsibility up for myself, and it actually worked, paid off for me actually. But the way he handled and marshalling the troops is actually exceptional. All the credit is to go to him, and all the credit is to go to the bowlers as well for how they setting up. If you have teams to take it down the power play, you definitely to come back from that. And like I said before, the credit has to go to all the bowlers.
Especially at the back end of the innings, you take a lot of comfort in that. I know from being a batter, when you face a gun death bowler, you think those last 4 overs are meant to go, and then someone nails it and it's like, she's only scratched to 25, 30 in the last 4, and that momentum change is quite big. So we're blessed to have him in our ranks, but it speaks to the mindset. He touched on it now. He wants it. He wants the tough moments. He wants the tough overs. Most of our bowling attack has that mindset, and it shows on the field. One ball squirts away for boundary or gets smokes out the stadium, they're still in the battle, and they want those tough moments. So hats off to them. They've bowled incredibly well this comp and made the captain's life a lot easier. Yeah, I think I touched on it to a similar question, I think it was yesterday, but 2 obviously very different leagues. Standard of cricket really high in both of them, but different types of pressures that you have to manage in each league. And moving forward to IPL now, obviously I haven't spent much time thinking about it just yet, so sort of tackle those challenges when we get there in whatever capacity it might be. But it's nice to have gone back to back in this comp, and if there is any bit of confidence you can take from it going to IPL, then that would be fantastic. But obviously completely new tournament with very different challenges, and hopefully we can sort of take those challenges on in a good way as a team.
Obviously, it's nice to have batters that score 200 plus. That definitely helps. No, I don't know. I just think we as a team we gel nicely together. And let's say, for example, the batters weren't on it on the day, then the bowlers they're not complaining, or we're not thinking, oh yes, the batters didn't do their job. It's not like that at all. We actually go and we think, okay, cool, what can we do to help the batters? And vice versa. Let's say we went on the ball as bowlers, then the batters also go and say, okay, listen, how are we going to chase this total down? Which I think is very, very important. I think we did it really, really well. 2 seasons in a row. And yeah, next year that's next year's problems.
Actually, I phoned my wife now, and my whole house was actually full of people. Especially the guys or the people don't have DSTV, they can't watch the game, and the support back from home is actually exceptional. Guys keep phoning me now, but yeah, credit has to go to them how they support me. Actually, my whole family as well. The way make an effort to be there on and off the field. They most support system for me, and to them I have to congratulate them on the efforts.
I think Martin and Clifton was basically both for you, but I want to know about Dale Slade, what it's like to work with him, what sort of thought processes did he give you, what sort of tips? What's it like?
For me, it's easy. Don't bowl like a poople. Yeah, I've had that question a lot of times. No, it's fine. Regarding to my batting, I just enjoy batting. I don't try and think too much, because number one, when I bat, it doesn't look pretty like sauce, yeah. And number two, I just try and figure what is effective, because I look like one of those guys on the side of the street. And then my bowling, I know that's mainly my primary skill. So when it comes to my bowling, I know there's a bit more pressure regarding that. So I just try and focus on bringing that consistency as much as I can, and then when I go out to bat, I just go out and try and enjoy it. And if I contribute for the team in a good way, then that's just a bonus for me.
We felt like, obviously when you bowl with a new ball, you want to bring all forms of dismissal in. We were fortunate enough to get a good total on the board, and how I see it then is it gives you a bit of a right to really try and attack with that new ball, and maybe attack for a slightly longer period of time. So we felt like if the ball does something off the wicket, it must sort of run back at them and keep the stumps in play at all time. And if one decides to hold its line, then it's still going to be tough for the batter. So not full in terms of half volleys, but definitely full in terms of top of the stumps length and the odd change up, whatever that might look like. So that was pretty much the comms to the bowlers the whole time: keep the stumps in play, the top of the stumps in play, and yeah, fortunate that it worked.
Yeah, obviously they're good players, otherwise they wouldn't be there. It's just my message for them is just to not go and search for that two extraordinary innings or with the bat, or try and search too much with the ball, because I did watch a few of their innings, and most of those guys, actually all of them, looked comfortable. It's not like it's a massive jump, even though it is international level and it is like a different intensity. But I definitely know, and I believe that they have the skill set and the mindset to go out there and perform for our country. It's not like they miles back or whatever the case may be. It's just about concentrating for long periods of time, and they know what they need to do. I'm not here to tell them, or the coaches aren't there to tell them how to play their best game. They know what they're capable of, and my message would just be to go and back it and read the conditions as good as possible.
Yeah, he's been like that in the field, whether he's got the gloves on or in the outfield, and he's consistently doing it. He's loving being out there. He's having the best time of his life. He's obviously a massive competitor out on the field, so when we take a wicket, it's just excitement everywhere, and that's where it comes from. It sort of infects the rest of the guys as well, and creates a really nice buzz on the field. So he plays a massive role with regards to that sort of energy and commitment, and that sort of never say die attitude that we're after. So very grateful for the role that he played in that regard. And then with the bat, obviously it was two in-batters that had got out back to back, so we looked at building a partnership for 2, maybe 3 overs, managed to build it quite well, and then we thought it's time to maybe start applying some pressure on them, and then they actually bowled 2 more good overs at us, and we didn't get those overs away. So we felt a little bit under the pump at that time out, which was with 4 overs left, and we just said, like, at some stage, if they miss, it's got to go. But if they're executing it, let's make sure we're getting 1 or 2 and we're running like mad, and just try and maximise as much as we can. So pretty clear and easy. He's smoking the ball and batting probably form of his life this sort of last year that he's had, and it's great to see, because we've all known the ability has always been there, and the mindset's always been fantastic. So for him to now have runs under his belt, I think puts him in a fantastic position moving forward in his career. Guys are busy with schedules now, straight into domestic cricket, and I think some other guys are going to other leagues, but if there's a way to get 1 or 2 guys to the Eastern Cape and take the trophy around, it would be great, because their support's been fantastic. So certainly try our best. I can promise you that, and let's see what we can do.
When I started at the Knights in 2019, we started to get to know each other. So it's not like so we go actually quite a way back. So regarding when he takes wickets, it's not like I have to take a wicket. I'm actually very, very happy for him, because we used to, in pre-season, we used to, my brother and myself, we used to pick him up, and then at like 5 o'clock in the morning we'd go to gym together, and that's sort of where our friendship started, and we didn't look back since then. So every time he takes a wicket, I'm super stoked. Sometimes I'm more stoked than stubborn. So it's not. So every time he took a wicket, I was very, very happy for him, and I'm sure that it was reciprocated back to me as well when I took a wicket.